Good day everyone, my name is Diana Jane A. Mesa from Bachelor of Elementary Education 2D. Welcome to another discussion, and today I'm going to talk about the literary criticism. So let me start this topic by defining what is linguistic criticism. Linguistic criticism, it is the oldest form of biblical criticism or textual criticism to develop. Linguistics had a major impact on 20th century literary theory primarily to the influence of Swiss linguist Ferdinand de Sousa. It said that under the influence of Swiss linguist Ferdinand de Sousa in 1857 to 1913, he had a great impact on the literary theory in this year. Ferdinand de Sousa argued that linguistics should move from a diachronic study of language, that is how language developed historically, to a synchronic study, that is treating language as a system within one temporal plane. He divided language into langue, the underlying system that generously linguistic use, and parallel, how language is actually used in practice. Roman Jakobson, a central figure in both Russian formalism and Prague structuralism, in his later career developed a theory of literature that had its basis in linguistics. He believes that the difference between the poetic and non-poetic is fundamentally a linguistic question, and can therefore be described in linguistic terms. Poetry does not have unique linguistic attributes, but is distinguished from non-poetry by the fact that the dominant focus is on the message for its own sake, and not on such factor as what the message refers to or its effect on the person to whom it is addressed. Jacobson poetics is founded on the Caesarean linguistic principle that language as a system is governed by two relationships, the synthematic and the paradigmatic. The synthematic, the relation between linguistic elements in the sequence and combination, while the paradigmatic, the value of a term with a text depends on the contrast with the alternative terms that have not been chosen. Poetics deals primarily with the question what makes a verbal message a work of art, because the main subject of poetics is the differentia specifica of verbal arts in relation to other parts and in relation to other kind of verbal behavior. Poetics is entitled to the leading place in literary study. Poetics deals with problems of verbal structure just as the analysis of painting is concerned with pictorial structure. Poetics says that all their structure communicates with people who can read or see their work. In their work, they serve as a way or to express their feelings or their thought based on their work. Literary studies with poetics as their focal portion consist like linguistic of two sets of problems, synchrony and diachrony. There are constitutive factors in language: the addresser, the message, the addressee, context and code, and the contact. The addresser sends a message to addressee. To operative the message request, a context it referred seizable by the addressee and either verbal or capable of being verbalized. A code fully or at least partially common the addresser and addressee, or the other word the encoder or decoder of the message. And finally, a contact, a physical channel and psychological connection between the addresser and the addressee, enabling both of them to enter and stay in communication. This is how we communicate by the language. So let's proceed. What is empirical linguistic criterion of the poetic function? So empirical linguistic criterion, it is the study of syntax, semantics, morphonology, phonology, and poetics of a variety of language with a view of enrich our empirical knowledge, as well as our theoretical understanding of the nature of the human language faculty. Gerald Manley Hopkins, an outstanding researcher in the science of poetic language, defined verse as speech wholly or partially repeating the same figure of sound. To sum up, the analysis of verse is entirely with the competence of poetic, and the character may be defined as the part of linguistics which treat the poetic function in its relationship to other function of language. So that's it for today. I hope you have an understanding in this lesson. Thank you.